Mike Huckabee took a trip to Israel, and some people are framing it as a break from the campaign trail. But in reality, as others have rightly pointed out, it's not a break, it's actually part of the campaign trail. So the Washington Post reports on this that Huckabee himself said, quote, "We're going to be doing some fundraising, but more importantly, I'll also be visiting with a number of officials and discussing the Iranian deal." Okay, now, when it comes to the Iran deal, we already know that Mike Huckabee is ridiculous. For example, he said that this deal marches Israelis to the doors of the oven. Highly absurd, because the deal stops Iran from getting a nuclear weapon and moves us closer to peace. You know, that crazy idea. But of course, he flips the reality on its head and pretends like it's Obama and the Democrats that are bigger warmongers than he is. And he says, this is endangering the Israeli people. No, you're endangering them because you would blow up this deal, pun intended, and then what would happen? You'd make it so that they can get a nuclear weapon and they can get it in months. And, you would ramp up you would escalate the crisis and the feud between Iran and the West, which is exactly what you're doing, which is worse off. Okay, so we already know he's ridiculous on this issue. But understand something. He admitted, I'm going to Israel to fundraise. I am fundraising for my presidential campaign. But wait, it's you, Mike Huckabee, and all the other Republican candidates and all the other Republican pundits who were just berating Hillary Clinton for raising money. Now, it's a different thing when Hillary raises money in the U.S. They still hate her because they hate everything Hillary does. But they reserved an extra level of scorn for the fact that Hillary Clinton, with her foundation, the Clinton Foundation, along with Bill, of course, it's the Clinton Family Foundation, basically, the fact that they raise money for that foundation from foreign governments and foreign individuals, and usually it's super rich people who give them a tremendous amount of money. And then, yes, of course, I would say those people do want favors in return. In fact, I think it's relatively obvious. Some people on the left might deny that and say, no, when Hillary raises money, she's not being corrupt. Of course she's being corrupt. Get your head out of your ass. That should be clear. But when Hillary does it, all of them across the board, Marco Rubio just said it last Sunday. He was on the Sunday shows. He's like, I can't believe the problem with her is that she's raising money from foreign interest. That's the problem. Foreign interest, foreign interest, foreign interest. Okay, well, here you go. Mike Huckabee's doing the same thing. Where are you? I don't fucking hear you. What happened? I hear fucking crickets. It's weird. Something must be wrong with my ear that I don't hear you guys talking about how egregious this is. Oh! Or it's the fact that you're just brazen hypocrites and you don't give a fuck when somebody on your team raises money, but specifically you don't give a fuck when somebody on your team raises money and it's from Israel. Because if there's any soft spot in the Republican foreign policy, it's the issue of Israel, where they say they've never done anything wrong ever in human history, and Netanyahu can start wars with whoever he'd like. He can be a tremendous warmonger. He can take more Palestinian territory, and we will always cheer them on because Israel is never wrong. Now, why are they even on that page? Well, number one, because of IPAC, so the Israel lobby, and they give a tremendous amount of money to people in both political parties. For Democrats, they give it to Chuck Schumer. That's just another example here. But also because a lot of these guys, including Mike Huckabee, they believe in a fundamentalist interpretation of religion. So Mike Huckabee's love of the Jewish people and of the state of Israel, you know what that's based on? It's based on the fact that he thinks that's where his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, is going to come down at end times, kill the overwhelming majority of the Jews, and then take him, because he's a good Christian, and fly bodily up to heaven like this.